Movie review number 1536 is Sense and Sensibility, the 1995 version. Sense and Sensibility is a 1995 movie that is directed by Ang Lee. This movie is from Columbia Pictures, and I saw this movie on December 17th, 2025 at Regal Cinemas 16 in Deerfield Towne Center, Mason, Ohio. So this is based on the book of the same name by Jane Austen. So, this movie is about the Dashwoods, or in particular, sisters Marianne and Eleanor. When Eleanor Dashwood's father dies, her family's finances are crippled. After the Dashwoods move to a cottage in Devonshire, Eleanor's sister Marianne is torn between the handsome John Willoughby and the older Colonel Brandon. Meanwhile, Eleanor's romantic hopes of Edward Ferrars are hindered due to his prior engagement. Both Eleanor and Marianne strive for love while the circumstances in their lives constantly change. So, at the beginning of the film, the father dies, and so the finances of the Dashwood family are in jeopardy. Therefore, they are now going to live somewhere else with some relatives, and well, I don't know if it's relatives, but some people that they know of. And so the Dashwoods, consisting of the mother and three daughters, Marianne, Eleanor, and Margaret, they're just trying to find a new home and a new life. However, Eleanor happens to have her eyes on a man named Edward Ferrars, and he has a prior engagement. So Eleanor's hopes or romantic hopes are kind of shattered. Meanwhile, Marianne is torn between a man who saved her life one day, John Willoughby, and the older Colonel Brandon, who is older but maybe a little wiser. So this is a movie about two sisters who are in love despite the fact that their lives have constantly changed throughout the movie. Will they both find love at the end of the movie? Find out by seeing this movie, and you will see what happens. So, like I said, this is based on the book of the same name by Jane Austen, who also wrote books like Pride and Prejudice and Emma. Now, I have never seen this movie before, but I have heard of the movie and the book. And I was very happy to see this movie. I thought it was pretty good. So, this movie has Emma Thompson as Eleanor Dashwood, Hugh Grant portrays Edward Ferrars, Kate Winslet portrays Marianne Dashwood, Alan Rickman portrays Colonel Brandon, Imogen Stubbs portrays Lucy Steele. Lucy happens to be the woman who has an engagement to Edward. Greg Wise portrays John Willoughby. Gemma Jones portrays Mrs. Dashwood. Harriet Walter portrays Fanny Dashwood. James Freed portrays John Dashwood. Hugh Laurie portrays Mr. Palmer. Emilia Staunton portrays Charlotte Palmer. Robert Hardy portrays Sir John Middleton. Elizabeth Brace portrays Mrs. Jennings. Tom Wilkinson portrays Mr. Dashwood. Emily Fancuri portrays Margaret Dashwood. And Richard Lumsden portrays Robert Ferrars. So, like I said, this film is based on the book of the same name, and this movie was released in 1995, 3 years ago. Pretty neat. And this movie came out 2 years before Kate Winslet did Titanic. Wow. So this is a movie about love. Two sisters finding love. While one has romantic hopes in the man that is engaged to somebody else, another one is torn between two different men. John Willoughby, who is young, smart, and smart, young, smart, and charming. Colonel Brandon, who is a colonel, is older, and he does not think highly much of John Willoughby. He does have interest in Marianne from the first moment that he saw her, but there's something about Colonel Brandon that maybe he has like the romantic side to him. So I won't say what happens, but I will say this: it's pretty interesting how the movie ended with both characters, Marianne and Eleanor. Will they find love, and who with? And what will happen to the Dashwoods by the end of the movie? Like I said, due to their finances being crippled, they are now going to share a house with other relatives of theirs, and they're just trying to figure things out. But with Marion and Eleanor, they're just wanting to find somebody, and they think they might, but is it the one for them? In other words, they're trying to make sense of all of this. And will they be sensible with the decisions at the end of the movie? Sense and Sensibility is a pretty good movie, and I heard that Footage Features is working on a new adaptation next year, so that would be pretty good. So that's my movie review of Sense and Sensibility, the 1995 version. Please enjoy for this movie review. Alright, goodbye.